Performance, result, which one is more important there?
Of course, in this moment is results. We can saw some plays, some positioning, try to do the right things. Was not, of course, the perfect game, but we improve a little bit in the small things, especially with the ball. I know that is a different competition, the different pace, so it's easier for us. But in the end, we clearly deserve the win. We missed some chances. We were so near the second goal, and then in the end, we had the ability to score again. It was really important.
Does that help? Just thinking about that sort of slightly slower pace, when you're trying to deliver instructions and you're trying to get players to understand what this new system is, does a game with a slightly slower pace help them?
That is normal. We have to imagine that seven trainings, and when I say trainings, it's really trainings. It's not the prepare of the game when you cannot almost run to be fresh for the game. So if you imagine that is like 2 weeks in the preseason. So. And we have to cope with this moment, with the quality of Premier League. So we know that sometimes it's frustrating. You want more, but of course, when you change the competition, the pace is a little bit slower. You can understand better the positions, the play. Is not everything is so fast, so it helps us in this moment.
Bruno Fernandes just has an uncanny knack of turning up just when you need him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a great personality. I know sometimes people talk about the frustration that he shows on the pitch, but he has the other side that he never give up. He wants always the ball, even in the hard moments. And sometimes when you have this kind of character, sometimes you have the opposite, that he's frustrated and he screams with everybody. So we have to understand, we have to manage that. But Bruno Fernandes is an example when you think about work ethic and performance.
Matthijs de Ligt came off at half-time. Is he all right?
He has a pain, so we cannot risk. Lenny felt a pain also, so we cannot risk. And we have different players that can play. So was that we cannot lose anybody, and everybody has to be prepared. And I need to show confidence instead of putting in danger some players for a long time. We have other players that need to play.
Ruben, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jules. Well, Bruno, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on your goal. I think you can hear behind us what it means to these fans. What does it mean to you to get this result?
Oh, obviously, we know how much it means for the fans to win games. But it means the same for us. You know, you really want to win games. We are a little bit frustrated because at the moment, I think we start very well this year with 2 great games against Liverpool and Arsenal. Against Arsenal, we didn't play brilliant football, but we won the game, you know, with 1 man less. We did well. Then Southampton, we had good resilience. Even again, didn't play brilliant football. I think at moments we controlled the game, but we could have done it better. Then we had the game against Brighton that, unfortunately, everything went wrong for us. But today was important to get the win because we want to get through in the Europa League. We want to go to the final in Bilbao, and we have to win every game. So we want to be in the first 8, so we avoid to play 2 more games.
And is the manner of the victory, though, to when Rangers equalise, for you to be able to go up the pitch and still get the winner? Are you proud of the characters from the team?
No, it's not about proving the character. We have to prove that in the 90 minutes. You know, we can't only bring that out when we concede a goal, we have something against us. We need to be consistent through the 90 minutes. Doesn't matter the result, we have to be always trying to find a way to win the game. And unfortunately for us, we conceded a late goal and we had to score a late winner.
How significant a victory can this be? Did you as players need this victory tonight?
Of course, at this club you need to win every game. You need to win every game. You know that if you don't win games here, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be tough moments, because this is a massive club. This is used to win games. They and I hope that our fans never can get used to lose games, even these toughest periods. You know, I want them to feel that this team, even then, believing or not in the players, that this team has to win every game.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Win here this evening. Rio Ferdinand's come down from the commentary box to join myself and Alan. Whew, what an end to the game.
Wow, I'm glad it finished the way it did for us, for Man United. But yeah, it wasn't without kind of worrying up there in the heavens. I was up there in the gantry, but I thought it was I have to say, first and foremost, to Rangers, who are a depleted team. A lot of young players out in that team. I thought they'd really handled themselves and conducted themselves very well. And they'll come out with very much credit. But Man United left it late. And I think captain, fantastic in many ways in terms of what he produces goal-wise and creativity. Bruno Fernandes stepped up when was needed and produced a moment, and very, very convincing in terms of that finish.
When we were waiting just at the corner there, Alan, to come back out here pitch side at the full-time whistle, we were there when Rangers scored that equaliser. At that point, could you see United getting a winner?
Not really, if I'm totally honest. I thought Rangers could maybe just try and control the possession a little bit more, just give them a little bit of an opportunity. But at this level, it's small margins. And I think defensively, you have to be switched on 100% of the time. And unfortunately, Rangers weren't. Jeffrey kind of fell asleep a little bit at the back post, unfortunately. But as I said to you before, I think Rangers can be very proud of what they've done and achieved here tonight.
Rio, did it just show, though, just how much Manchester United wanted and needed that win?
Yeah, definitely. I think if Man United are going to build something towards the end of the season, this is the type of result you need. I think they find it hard to come across points at home recently, and performances and points. So tonight, I thought it wasn't about a performance tonight. It was about getting a result, making sure they won this game to kind of set the tone for the games that are coming up. And they've done that. By hook or by crook, they've done it. And I think it's up to the management and the staff there to find the positives within today to really kick this team on.
I mentioned to Alan just a couple of minutes ago about the importance of this competition to Manchester United now, because obviously the league season hasn't been going the way they'd have liked it to go. So how important is it that they stay strong in a competition like this?
Yeah, and I think Amorim and his staff will be saying that to these players. I think, they're going to try and improve. They're going to look for some consistency within the performances and the results in the Premier League. But this is a huge opportunity. It's a great opportunity for these players to really kind of put a marker down and get their hands on some sort of silverware. Whether that happens will remain to be seen, but you've got to set a target somewhere.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at how the match unfolded, because all three of the goals came in the second half. We talked about Jack Butland's return to Manchester United, return to Old Trafford. This isn't how he wanted his return to go.
No, absolutely not. I think he gets his timing all wrong, but as we spoke about, he's not been in the team for a number of weeks now. He's been in hospital for an issue. He's just back to training. I think when you're not playing regularly, training every single day, your timing's probably the first thing to go, and we all see it's a mistake. He'll know it. He's made one, and unfortunately, it happens.
Definition of a howler, isn't it?
I was trying to be nice there.
I know you were, but, Rio?
Ali said that in commentary, actually. So, I think if he came out here and he'd talk about it, I think he'd say exactly the same. There's no real hiding place for a mistake like that. And it's not like he had loads of bodies around him either. He could see it clearly. He was coming onto it, but timing, I agree with you, got it all wrong.
The equaliser, though, scored by the substitute. What a moment, right in front of all of those travelling Rangers fans as well, Alan.
Yeah, brilliant. And I'm happy for him, I must admit, because he's had to come off the bench now recently because of Igaman and his performance. But James Tavernier I thought was excellent tonight. We know that he's got good delivery into areas. That touch and finish was outstanding. I mean, with the pressure that's on him, Harry Maguire, you can see it the whole way. There's a little nudge there, but you expect that from a striker. But just look at this, eye on the ball, touch, spin, and the composure just to drill it into that far netting it was a great finish. And I genuinely thought they could take something from the game at that moment in time.
It was a breathtaking finish. It silenced the whole place. It's been loud tonight. That silenced it there. But what I would say, when you've got three centre-backs and it's a one straight ball that can go over and beat everybody, can't happen. Cannot happen. And that comes down to concentration and making sure that you're alive to those situations. But can't take nothing away from that.
Looking at as a centre-back, go and win it, and the other two just tuck round, and then that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's communication then.
Communication, as I said, concentration to be alive to that. You can't get that ball come from 40 yards away. One of the three centre-halves has to go and get a contact on that ball, or like you say, or be able to cover around if the first one doesn't make the first contact.
Got a feel for those fans. Obviously, we've just seen them here. They often keep the away support in the ground just for safety reasons, and we can just see them just in here. They're very quiet now. It's a different story before the game. But what will they have thought of their team's performance out there?
Like I said to you earlier, I think they'll be proud of their performance. I mean, it's been difficult for Rangers and Rangers fans away from home. I spoke about at the start of the show how they've dropped 20 points. I think it's only 3 victories. It's been really difficult. So to come to Old Trafford, a stage like this, with everything on the line and put on that performance, I think you have to build on this now. That's the thing. Take the confidence from this game into the next one and start to build.
I thought in and out of possession they were very good. I thought they looked very, very kind of structured. They were hard to play through for long periods of this game. And it was only when Man United sped it up and it was the quality of the play jumped a couple of notches that they actually got through them at times. But as again, for a young team to come out and conduct themselves and play the way they did, I thought they have to take huge credit for that.
At that point, it felt like the game was going to end as a 1-1 draw and that Rangers were going to come away from Old Trafford with something. But then football just sometimes throws up these moments, Rio. The captain stepping up and getting this stoppage time winner.
Yeah, and Martinez has to take huge credit for this as well, because he comes out with it. The centre-back comes out. He's you can see this is coming late in the game. He could easily play that wide and just pass it wide, but he takes on that responsibility. It's a wonderful pass, cross into the box. And Bruno's run is a very good one. I don't think he has to do much. It's a good one. He's in there. He makes the run off the left back, but he has to see that left back. How many times do we see fullbacks? You played there. Go to sleep in those
Don't get me wrong, I've done it myself. So
we all have.
Not alone before I say it, but I think he has to come round quicker, earlier, tuck in, open his shoulders so he can see everything. He can see the ball in front of him. The problem is it's happened once or twice before. I know he's only young and he will improve. He'll get better. He's shown that he can do it. But it's just been about consistency, being at that high level week in, week out. And he can do it.
Celebrations right in front of the Stretford end as well.
Yeah. And once the ball got into that position and it was going on to Bruno's feet, I don't think there was anybody else in this stadium that I'd want the ball to fall to in that moment there, because the conviction, the class, the quality and belief that he has in those situations is as much as you're going to see in the game. So I was pleased to see it go in the back of the net, and I think, like I said, it wasn't about performance today. It was all about getting a result after the result we saw at the weekend.
I've got a feeling if you were down in the corner where me and Alan were watching that, there would have been a selfie video. You love those, don't you?
There would have been a knee slide onto the pitch.
Rangers scored and I'd done nothing.
Stunned.
Of all the fans.
Alan was very quiet.
Oh, you was there, sorry.
Yeah,
I was in the tunnel.
So
I was wise.
I didn't bother.
All right, guys, should we get some reaction now from the Manchester United manager? Ruben Amorim has been talking to Emma Dodds.
Well, Ruben, how big a victory is that for your team this evening? How do you assess the performance?
I think we did well. We play better with the ball, more connections. You can feel it. More speed sometimes with the ball. I think we start well, and then we lost the control of the game for 7 minutes because of small bad decisions. But I think the lads did well, and even when we suffered the goal from Rangers, we are so near of the second goal. We missed so many chances. In this moment, it's so hard, but then they recover, and I think it was a good victory.
Was the result more important than the performance this evening?
I think it's everything together. Of course, we are not playing our best. We are far from that, but we improved from the last game. I know that the opponent is different, the pace, everything is different, but they try it, and you can see it. Again, the connections, some movements, some plays, and I think we did well for the time that we have to practice. Again, I think we need to be more clinical in the right moments, because that can help us a lot.
And as far as the competition is concerned, it is a big 3 points as you bid to finish in those top 8 places.
It's very important. It's if you look at the schedule, it's 2 weeks with 1 game there. We have to take these games there, so it will be like 2 weeks free to prepare Premier League. That is really tough, so it's really important to stay in this position.
You had to make a change. You brought Harry Maguire, and was that an injury to delete?
He felt something in his leg, also Lenny, and we cannot risk anything. I know that we have to win, but we also have to protect the players and to show that everybody matters and everybody is important too in this moment.
You mentioned the chances that you had that you weren't able to take, but what about the first goal? We've seen United concede directly from corners in recent matches. Was it pleasing, albeit it was an own goal for Rangers, but was it pleasing to see that set piece come off?
It's really important, because we start the game winning or scoring first. That is important. Then set pieces. We take an intensive course in set pieces here, so you can see that we can take to Europe. It's quite different. We scored the first one, in Premier League is not a foul. So we are improving. It was not a perfect performance, but a good performance.
And what about as far as transfers are concerned? Do you expect a lot of business to happen between now and the window? We saw Garnacho, for example, playing and being a real threat for you today. Do you hope he stays beyond this window?
I don't know what will happen. Let's focus on the games. We have these players, so let's improve the team. Think about the players that are here. We don't know until the window is closed. Anything can happen.
Thank you and well done.
Thank you very much.
We will get Rio and Alan's thoughts on what might happen. Some of the players that are linked with moves away, including Alejandro Garnacho and potentially the future of Marcus Rashford as well in a couple of minutes' time. But just a final thought on the performance and Ruben Amorim's analysis of it there. He said they need to be more clinical, but it was an improvement on the last game. What areas did you see those improvements tonight?
At times they was managing the football and controlling the game at times. I don't think it was anywhere near a perfect performance, but what I would say is that not just from the previous game, you're seeing the effort. I think I've questioned many times when I've been here at games or on my front room, I've questioned effort and application and desire. I'm not seeing that now, and that's a pleasing thing.
You seeing that?
Yeah, I think Rio's right. I think the manager summed it up really well. They only lost control of the game for about 10 minutes, if that, so he can be proud. They'll want to build on that, but it's small margins. It's the fine details that make you at the top end of the table, and that's what he needs to correct when we're talking about the goal that they conceded. So it's work in progress.
Okay. Overriding emotion after that performance and result?
It's very mixed feelings for the moment in all dressing room. Also, in that way, gutted that we lose because you play games to win. The team wanted to do something special here. They were really close of doing that. And for sure in these circumstances with all the injuries and players that we missed. But I'm also very proud about what the team performed today, the mentality they showed, the way they stick to the plan, the way they followed the tactics, the way they were brave on the ball and created chances and not only defended. So there are a lot of positives. But we're disappointed about the result because we always want to win or at least have a draw here.
All of the positives you've just mentioned, in spite of the fact you had to do almost a complete reshuffle with your team due to injuries.
Yeah, it's true. We missed today 8 players who can be starting 11. So that's a lot. And then you need to make 2 changes at halftime. You need to put players out of position also. But you see it's a group who wants to work, who wants to stick to the plan, who wants to do everything for the colors of the club. So I cannot ask more of them than what they give today. And of course we can speak about the details where we made mistakes and we get goals because of that, or that we had chances and that we didn't convert them. But I think there were a lot of positives and also really great experiences for several young players here today. But at the end, we want to win. So it's good that they're all gutted and disappointed in the dressing room. That's the mentality I want to see also.
Yeah, Alan, you can understand the manager's assessment there. He says he's got mixed feelings. A fair analysis of what he saw out here?
Yeah, I think that's about right. I thought they'd given everything and they have been missing a lot of first-team players, but it was nice to see the young boys getting on. They deserve an opportunity and they've taken it, because that's what you need. When you be given an opportunity, you need to grab it with both hands, and I think that's what happened today. So unlucky, they'll go back, they'll look at the goals that they conceded. I'm sure they won't be happy with them. It's something that they can work on and fix. And then you go on to the next one. But it's about taking the positives out, coming down here and almost getting a...
Well, it's similar to the Spurs story, though, isn't it? Because, again, in that game, they came close.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they should have won that, to be honest with you. I thought their whole game plan was brilliant. They executed it really well. They created opportunities. They were a real threat. And then Dessers has a massive opportunity towards the end. He takes the one tonight, but doesn't on that evening. And that's the thing. That's the question mark that's been over his head for a while, unfortunately, because his numbers are okay, but they could be even better.
OK, well, let's just take a look at where it leaves both of these teams tonight then in the table. Just confirmation that it does mean that Rangers are in 13th place. That means it's very likely, with one game left to go next week against Union Saint-Gilloise, albeit it is at Ibrox, probably most likely that they will remain in those playoff places, so they'll have those extra couple of games to play. But they're certainly going to be in the hat for the next round. And Manchester United, well, that victory, so important for them, into 4th place in the table. So let's just chat about a couple of other things then, Rio. First of all, the future of Alejandro Garnacho. Love Emma for trying with Ruben Amorim. He wasn't having any of it, though. Look, he is linked with Chelsea. And these fans here at Old Trafford know that. They were singing his name out here tonight. Do you think they're worried that this could have been the last time they saw him play at Old Trafford? Because United's next 2 games, both away from home.
Well, I think they were making their feelings very clear. I think they were singing his name, and that was a sign of what they feel about him. They love him here. They talk about him. They sing about him often. And one thing he does give you is he gets you on the edge of your seat. He's exciting. He's off the ball, without the ball. He's always very direct. But I think the system is going to be the thing that's going to... But one thing that I would say goes against him. Amorim doesn't play with out-and-out wide wingers. He wants his wingers to play inside the pitch, start inside the pitch, and that's not natural for Garnacho. And I don't think you see the best of him from those inside areas. Starting wide, coming in, drifting. So that'll be one of the main reasons and the factors I think that will go against Garnacho in terms of staying at the football club and why they may listen to offers for him. But there's no doubt this kid's got huge talent, huge ability there. Stops and starts the fullback Yilmaz, and another day that finishes in the back of the net.
Do you think he's got the ability to learn, to adapt his game and play that sort of situation? Because I think, this is a fantastic football club, absolutely massive, and the grass isn't always greener. You go to, say, Chelsea, you're not... Who knows if he's going to start week in, week out?
I don't think he would be the one initiating this move. I don't think he's the one going, I want to leave. I think he's the one going, what, you want me to go? You're listening to offers? Right, okay, well, if that's the case, I will start talking as well. And I think that's the situation, mate.
Rio, Marcus Rashford was in the stands tonight. He was watching on. He hasn't played for Manchester United since December the 12th against Victoria Pilsen here at Old Trafford. What do you want to see happen with him?
Well, I think that's an indication of what the club want to happen. I think they want to get him out. I think he needs to go to a new club, a new situation, a new environment for him. I think it's best for both parties, himself and for Manchester United in that sense. I think he's a player that when he burst onto the scene and was scoring goals, I used to always remember him smiling, looking like a young kid that can't believe luck that he's here, living the dream. I've not seen that face. I've not seen them emotions for a long time, for far too long. And I want to see players happy. And I don't think he's enjoyed his football while he's been here the last few years. So I think it would be best for everybody for him to go somewhere else. And I think people behind the scenes that can make those decisions, I think, are trying their best to do that.
Manchester United are on TNT Sports on Sunday in our next Premier League game as they visit